there's books everywhere. Okay, anyway. Is this okay? Why is it like slanted, or is it just me? I think that's better. Okay, I'll come forward a little bit. Okay, hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Welcome to this video where I'm going to be talking about the books I most want to read before Christmas. Quite a few of these are just short books. I'm quite behind on my Goodreads goal and I would like to reach it. Why is there a hair stuck in my zip? Okay, so it's like a November/December TBR. So there is some short ones on here, but all of these I do just really want to read most at the moment, and then some of them are winter based / Christmas based. I do have a Winter's Promise, which I really want to read, but because I only have the first book, I've not included it because I feel like I will want the next book because I feel like I'm really gonna love it. So I might wait till I get the other books and then read it, which I do not recommend. Usually you should read the first book and then decide if you're going to get the rest of the series, but I am scared of doing that, so that's not being included. But now I've got to try and get it back in. Little swizzle. Okay, that wasn't too bad actually. Oh, should I include this? Wait, guys, look, matching. I haven't read this. I could, no, okay. Is that the right way around? No, that goes there. This is the one I was thinking I might include. I do really want to read this. I'm gonna include it. Okay. Now the list is complete. So this is all the books I want to read. I'm going to start with the Christmas winter based ones because there's not actually that many of them because I don't have many of them on my shelves. I love reading in themes of the season, but this is all I have. So give me some winter / Christmas recommendations if you have any, because I would love them for January and February and next year, end of next year. So I'm going to start with this. Let's just get straight into it. I'm not going to be able to tell you much about them because I like to go in most books blind or like not knowing too much. So this is just me letting you know what I'm planning to read. And if you read them, let me know which ones you like. Okay. The Nutcracker by E.T.A. Hoffman. I got this last Christmas, and because it was the end of December, I didn't decide to read it. I decided to wait till this Christmas, and now it's time to finally read The Nutcracker. I fell in love with The Nutcracker, or the story of The Nutcracker, when I watched the Disney film The Nutcracker and the Four Realms in cinemas for the first time. I was in awe. I loved it, and the whole story of it. I know it's like a retelling and it's not like completely true to the original, but I loved it so much, and now I'm gonna get to read the original. Look how beautiful this cloth bound edition is as well. The sticker's still on there because when you take the stickers off the cloth bound classics, it leaves this awful mark, and I hate the mark more than the sticker. Like, I'll show you. Damn it, I think I just ruined the sticker. Look at that. I hate it. Just stick that back over there. I'm gonna be so disappointed if I don't like this. Imagine all this excitement and then being disappointed. Now I'm kind of scared. No, but I'm not a big ballet person either, but seeing an professional production of The Nutcracker would be, generally, I would love to do that. That's something I really would love to see that, even though I'm not a big ballet person. The Tchaikovsky's music as well for it, and all of it, like the whole thing. I just love The Nutcracker. I've never read it, but I love it. So I hope I'm not putting my hopes too high for this. I I'm so excited to finally read it, honestly. I can't believe it's finally time. Moving on from this, we have a Nutcracker retelling, Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Kushner. I think I did look up how to pronounce then her name, and I'm pretty sure it's Kushner. I'm gonna double check. Yes, so it is by M.A. Kushner, and it's a Nutcracker retelling. Look at them edges. Why was I holding it that way? I got this before I had the Nutcracker, and then I didn't want to read it till I'd read the original. So once I've read this, I can read the retelling, which I'm very excited for as well. Look at the little thing, the ballet dancer on the front as well. I'm so excited for it. If you don't know much about the Nutcracker, here's all I know. So you have the most famous part, I feel, is the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. And there's like this rat king, and yeah. That's all I can tell you because I've not read the original, I've not seen the ballet, I've not done both the things I most want to do in terms of the Nutcracker. But yeah, see, I don't want to tell you what I know because most of what I know is from the Disney retelling, and I feel like that might not be the truest to the original. But yeah, I'm just really excited for it. So, and then as well as those for Christmas time, I'm gonna have A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. I've never read a Matt Haig before, but I do have 2 other books by him. So generally, this was a film on Sky. I've not seen the film, but it's literally called A Boy Called Christmas. So I want to read a Christmas book at Christmas time. Apparently it's the true story of Father Christmas. That's all I know. That's all I want to know. This is the one. He wrote A Mouse Called Mika, which Carolyn Marie Reed recommended. And then since then, I've wanted to read a Matt Haig book. And so now I'm excited. It is in middle grade, so the text is quite big. And I feel like it won't take long to get through it, which is good for my Goodreads goal. Because I am, like I said, very behind. 14 or 15 books behind, something like that. And we have The Last Bear by Hannah Gold. So this is literally about how there's not a lot of polar bears left. There is one polar bear left on this island. So this girl moves there with her father, who's going there for work, and she wants to try and save the bear because the bear's not living a great life in this new world, in our world. And I feel like this is going to be really sad. I know there's a second one out now, so I really need to get to reading this first one. It is a middle grade as well, like A Boy Called Christmas, but middle grade can be some of the most deep and beautiful writing and stories, just told in like an easier way, less complex way. So I'm so excited for this one. I really want to get to this one. I really want to get to all of these. I don't know if I will, because this is quite a few books to read in 1.5 months. And then next we have If on a Winter's Night Traveller by Italo Calvino. This, I'm so excited for this. I wanted to read it ever since Emmy had it in a video, and everything she said about it just sounded beautiful and wonderful, and I can't wait to read it. I read the first page, like I saw it out and about and I read the first page and I was like, I want to read that. So I put it right onto my physical TBR. Honestly, I don't really know how to describe this. I feel like the best way would just to be read you the back, so I'm gonna do that. You go into a bookshop and buy If on a Winter's Night Traveller by Italo Calvino. You like it, but there is a printer's error in your copy. You take it back to the shop and get a replacement, but the replacement seems to be a totally different story. You try to track down the original book you were reading, but end up with a different narrative again. This remarkable novel leads you through many different books, including a detective adventure, a romance, a satire, an erotic story, a diary, and a quest. But the real hero of them all is you, the reader. Okay. It's giving everything. I just feel like it's gonna be good. I don't know how to talk about it because I've not read it yet. I've been waiting for winter to hit to read it. And it's not officially winter yet, but we are getting into the cold time of the year. So I'm very excited to read this. I'm gonna carry on with classics. We're now moving away from like Christmas stories, I feel like. Well, actually, hold on. I did not organize these into piles other than the Christmas ones, but I feel like I feel like these two could have been included in those. So I have Snow White and Other Grimm's Fairy Tales. I don't know why that took me a second to realize. Yeah, by the Brothers Grimm. Obviously, because it's an Other Grimm's Fairy Tales. I was like looking for the author and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's the Brothers Grimm. Snow White and Other Grimm's Fairy Tales by the Brothers Grimm. I have read one story, which was The Singing Bone, which I loved. It was just a short story, but there was so much in that short story. It was so good. So I'm really looking forward to reading other Grimm's stories, Grimm's Fairy Tales. Also, this is the Mina Lima edition, which is stunning. Can you see how that's like metallic gold? I love these editions. But anyway, the story itself I am excited for, obviously. All the different stories. If you wonder why I'm putting this on the Christmas section that I'm talking about, it's because there's snow on the cover. And she's literally called Snow White. Anyway, this has a lot of stories you'll know if you enjoy Disney, but different, darker. It has Snow White and Rose Red, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, The Goose Girl, Rapunzel, Rumpelstiltskin, Hansel and Gretel, Fisherman and His Wife, The Valiant Little Tailor, Little Red Riding Hood, Mother Hall, The Golden Goose, The 12 Huntsmen, The Frog Prince, The Wolf and the 7 Little Kids, The Travelling Musicians, 12 Dancing Princesses, Hands in Luck, The Elves, and The Shoemaker. I'm looking forward to all of them, and I haven't read a Mina Lima edition in a while, so I'll be fun. A good time. And like I said, I really enjoyed The Singing Bone by the Brothers Grimm, so I think I'll really enjoy these ones too. I just want you to hear. What? Oh god. That's terrible. Wait. Is that better than Without a Light? I don't know. Ghost stories. I'm gonna blind myself. Wait. Now I'm ready to read The Brothers Grimm. I'm getting distracted because I was waiting for someone to walk past my door. Batman. I'm gonna put the lamp down and talk about the next one, which is another Mina Lima edition, Beauty and the Beast by Gabrielle Suzanne Bardot de Villeneuve. And I love Beauty and the Beast, so it'd be really cool to read the original story. I'm playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. I've been playing it for a while, and I still am. Does that make sense? I like the game Disney Dreamlight Valley, and I recently unlocked Belle and the Beast. So now I really want to read this because it's calling out to me since completing their section in the game. I don't know why. I don't know how my mind works, okay? I see something that relates to a book on my shelf and suddenly I want to read that book. That's how I pick what book I'm in the mood for. If you've seen the Disney film, you know as much as I do. Anyway, excited to read that. So that's another one of those. Keeping in line with classics, we have Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. I very recently picked this up, so this is good for me because usually books sit on my shelf for ages before I read them, but I literally only just picked this up. I found it for £1 in the bookshop near me that sells every book for £1, and I was like, I'm gonna get that because all I know is it's a very well-known classic and I want to obviously read a lot of different classics, and it is a play. I'm not sure how I feel about plays, but I feel like I don't love plays, but then thinking of every play I've ever read, they've all been good. When I say every play I've ever read, I'm thinking of two. Romeo and Juliet and Inspector Calls, which I loved both, so I don't know why I don't read more plays. Because that's why I haven't picked up Shakespeare, even though I own all Shakespeare in one volume, because the way that they're written scare me. But I'm still excited to read this. Again, I can't tell you much. On its New York premiere in 1949, Death of a Salesman was hailed as the first great play to question the American consumer dream, and it remains a classic study of failure. It kind of reminds me, because this comparison is going to be insane, but I'm thinking of Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. Is that how you say her name? Why did I go American? This book, Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. And this is just like a male version. That's what's in my head. I don't know if that's true, but there you go. Maybe. Who knows? Me, once I read this book. It's also like really short, so I feel like I could read this quite quickly. Then we have Death on the Nile. A lot of death. Don't dance to that. This is by Agatha Christie, who I've read two. Murder on the Orient Express, which I did really love, and then I read Halloween Party, I think it's called, because the film based on that was coming out, and then I didn't love the book, but I feel like I still have faith in enjoying her other books. So Death on the Nile, this edition I really love. I can't remember what these editions are called, but this is the edition I have Murder on the Orient Express in as well. This is a film, so if you've seen the film, you know what it's about. If you haven't, I can't help you. It's about a death on the Nile. I haven't seen the film because I wanted to read the book first. So you have someone gets shot on the River Nile. Good old Poirot is there to investigate the case and work out what went down. It's just, if you've never read an Agatha Christie, she just writes mystery, or like don't know who she is. One of the best, most known crime writers, one of the original crime writers, crime mystery. If you just want like I wouldn't say like, well, I've only read Murder on the Orient Express, but I wouldn't say like actiony, but they're a good mystery crime, which is what they are meant to be. Moving on, I'm gonna go with this one, Julie Murphy by If the Shoe Fits. If the Shoe Fits is such a good author. Anyway, no, so If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. I recently read a Cinderella retelling, Spellbound After Midnight, which I loved, so I just want more Cinderella retellings, and that's what this is. You have this girl, I can't remember her name, Cindy, makes sense. She's a fashion designer. She designs this line of shoes, and she goes on the show, and she looks great. I can present the shoes and show them off. The show is produced by her stepmother, and it's a dating show. Anyway, she's on there. She's like the first ever plus size contestant, so she becomes very popular very quickly because people like talk about body positivity, and she becomes an overnight sensation. So she finds herself falling for one of the guys on there. You know when you've got that kind of itch that you just got to get with your teeth. Anyway, I think it's gonna be good, and like I said, I recently finished a Cinderella retelling, and now I just want more because I found it so good. The other Cinderella retelling I read, Spellbound After Midnight, was very loose because the person who was a Cinderella just died very quickly, and the book actually followed side characters investigating the death of the Cinderella character. But anyway, I just want more retellings, so that's why that's on there. So then let's go with Hyde by Kirsten White. This is about an abandoned amusement park. I love abandoned amusement parks. I've not read that many books about them, but I do love them. They interest me. I don't know what it is. Just like in movies as well, when there's like a dark, abandoned amusement park. It's like, that's so cool to me. I don't know why. So there's this challenge and they have to go hide within the abandoned amusement park. And the challenge, basically, if you survive the longest, I think. Yeah, so you have to hide and there's people that are hunting you. Yeah, because the challenge is not to get caught in the amusement park. So you have to hide, and if you win a lot of money. Except something more sinister is going on, and the main character is gonna try and find out why and try and escape, I guess. It sounds really exciting. I'm genuinely so hyped to read this now that I'm holding it. It's quite short as well, so I'll go read this quite quickly if it's good. If a book's not good, no matter how short it is, it will still take me forever to read it if I'm not enjoying it. But I still want to try and reach the end because I'm like, I have to know how it ends even if I don't care. So that's Hide. I'm going to try and speedrun these down because I feel like I've been talking forever. And then we have, okay, so Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Hella Fawcett. I love this cover. It's one of my favourite covers ever. This is just the paperback edition, but it's just a stunning cover. I've never read Hella Fawcett before, but I know that I wanted to read Ember and the Ice Dragons by her, which I don't own. So turns out this is actually going to be my first book to read by her. This is a fantasy. So she goes to this town. So she goes to this town to study fairies and create this encyclopedia of them, but she ends up meeting this person. She's not very good at peopling. Same. But she meets this person and they get to know each other, and maybe she falls for him. I don't know. Maybe there's no romance at all. No, I think there will be. This kind of screams A Far Wilder Magic to me, which I loved so much. So I think I'm gonna like this. Okay. I can't get A Far Wilder Magic back in the shelf, please. So then I have Clara and the Sun by Ishiguro. I wanted to read this for ages, and I just know that I would have wanted to read at least one Ishiguro by the end of this year. I was going to read, so I have this here because I know I was going to talk about it, but The Remains of the Day, I wanted to read this over summer and I never got to it. So now I'm switching to Clara and the Sun because I just want to read an Ishiguro so bad, and I keep not reading them. So I need to read this. It's like a sun on the edge. Yeah, this is about a robot, an AI, and it's in a shop, I believe. Yeah, in a store, not shop, same thing. The robot is watching everyone come in and out, and you just follow the robot's mind and their thinking, and the concept sounds really cool. I think I'm gonna enjoy it, and I just really want to read an Ishiguro book, so I hope this is good. I hope this is a good one to start with. And if we stick on books in translation, The Cat Who Saved Books by Suzuki Natsukawa. Again, I know this is there's someone inherits a bookshop from their grandpa. I'm pretty sure. He inherits the bookshop, and then there's a talking tabby cat. A cat in a bookshop. It just sounds like it's gonna be so fun. It's called The Cat Who Saved Books because there's people who are being trying to destroy books, and fitting, right? Anyway, there's people who are trying to mistreat and destroy books and whatever, and then the cat and the boy who inherited the bookshop from his grandpa are trying to save the books. And I don't know how that concept's gonna work out, but it sounds really cool. I really, really want to read this. I think it's going to be written really well as well. I think it's going to be one of those books that's just has beautiful, it's just beautiful. You know, one of those books that is just beautiful. Yeah. I'm now thinking I want to read this next. Now I'm holding it. I really want to read this. So then I have Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. Look at this edition. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, sorry, I'm just so in love with pretty editions. I feel like it's gonna be sad and devastating, but so interesting at the same time. So this woman, she goes on a deep sea mission and she comes back and she is changed. So her wife is like trying to figure out what's wrong with her. Is she okay? And you kind of follow them along on their journey of her discovering what's wrong, and yeah. And then the last sentence on the back is basically, as Miri searches for answers to her wife's altered state, she must face the possibility that the woman she loves is slipping from her grasp. I think this is gonna hurt me, but I love books that make me cry and that hurt me, so I'm excited. I also love the ocean. I think that's why I picked this up in the first place, because I saw it was about the ocean. But it's not really about the ocean, it's about how the ocean affected someone. And she comes back, she's changed. I think it's just gonna be really, really good. Okay. Boy, I don't know if I'm gonna get through all of these. Then let's go with Spy Family. This is a manga. Basically there's this family and they all have different abilities. So the dad is like a spy. They're not a real family. Well, they are a real family, but they're not. Basically Lloyd is his name, had to put together a family for a mission he was put on. And sorry, I'm just admiring them because I don't really take them out of here. So you have Lloyd, who's the father figure. That's Anya, but that's book 2. Wait, let me find Lloyd. There he is. As like the father figure in the family, and he's a spy, so he gets set this mission where he needs a fake family, and he appoints Yor because she actually is like made fun of in a white place for not being married yet, so it's kind of like a good deal for her too to have a fake husband. So, and she is actually a secret assassin, and then they adopt a child because he needs to have a child within the family as well for his mission. Anya is actually telepathic. She understands all of the thoughts of both Lloyd and Yor, and so she knows that they're secretly a spy and assassin, but they don't know she knows. So yeah, you just follow them along on their adventures, and it's just really fun and I love it. I love the anime. I've seen the anime, but now that I've seen both seasons, I can finally read the first 4 are the ones that I've got. Anyway, I'm really excited to read it. I think it's gonna be so fun. And then we have Alice by Christina Henry. This was on my October TBR, but I didn't get around to it, and I did only recently get this, but I've been wanting to read it for so long that I'm gonna keep adding it to my TBRs until I get to it, because I really, really want to read it. It is a bit dark, so I don't know if it's gonna fit in with the theme of this month. Wait, I know something I was gonna put on my November TBR. I said I was gonna put on November TBR, and it's not here. Maybe I should add it. I'm gonna add it anyway. Should I add it? Yeah, I'm gonna add it. Okay. Anyway, talking about Alice. This is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, but a very dark retelling. So you follow Alice. She's in a hospital because she has some psychiatric problems. But one day she escapes because there's a fire. All she remembers from her past is about a tea party, and when she's escaping, something else escapes with her, something a bit sinister, and she wants to find out the truth about what's escaped with her, so she tracks it down. But while tracking it down, she ends up finding the rabbit, and the rabbit is purposely waiting for Alice to get there. So I love Alice in Wonderland, so I'm very excited to see what this is going to be like. Then we have, do the one I just picked up, Belladonna by Adeline Grace. this is basically a woman falls in love with death. That's all I know. So her mother is poisoned and Signa wants to work out who by and like what's going on. So she is trying to investigate this, and she realizes there's something dark going on within her family, or like something dark is coming for her family. So she enlists the help of death to discover the murderer. And I believe she falls in love. I believe it's a romance as well, because she falls in love with death, which sounds so cool. And because it's a gothic romance, I feel like it's good for November. So even though November's going to be up soon, so I might not get to it, but I do really want to read it, so I am gonna maybe read this soon. Yeah. Sticking with fantasy and theme, Book of Night by Holly Black. I loved the Folk of the Year series so much, but I've never read anything else by Holly Black, and that is a crime. So I need to read another Holly Black because I miss the Folk of the Year so much. I do need to read The Prisoner's Throne, which was the second one in the Stolen Hair duology, but I want to do like a reread of the first one. I'm not feeling that right now. Like, I'm not feeling rereads right now. I want to be reading new stuff. So Book of Night is going to be, so you have the main character Charlie. She's worked for magicians who manipulate things to like do dark stuff, and she's trying to move away from that. She doesn't want to do that anymore. So she's just working in like a bar. She figures out her boyfriend though has been hiding dark secrets, and then all these bad things from her past start catching up to her, and she goes into this web of murder and lies and corruptness, is that a word? And yeah, that's what it is. There you go. So then we have The In-Between by Mark Twain. This has ice on the front and snow. That's why I picked it up for reading before the end of this year. But I know that someone dies. Yeah, so you have Tessa and Skylar, and they start like falling in love and seeing each other, but then one of them dies and Skylar dies, and Tessa wakes up in a hospital room alone, completely like lost. And Skylar, there's an afterlife. Skylar reaches out from the afterlife to try and guide her into finding out the truth. She wants to like know more because she doesn't have much memory left. Yeah, that's it. I think it's gonna be sad, but like I said, I love sad books. It's apparently also a Netflix film, so maybe I could watch that after reading the book. Then I have, guys, we're nearly at the end. Do you think I will read all of these before the end of the year? I don't know. Fingers crossed, because they all sound so good. Then we have And the Ocean Was Our Sky by Patrick Ness. This is just a short story, but let me find the page. There it is. Guys, I just love sharks, and this has sharks. I don't know much about it, but I've read Patrick Ness before. I read More Than This by him ages ago. I remember it, really loving it. So I think this will be good. I hope it's good. So even though there's sharks, it is actually based on whales in particular. So there's these whales, and like one of them is the captain, and they spend their life fighting a war against men. But one day they attack this ship that has someone on it that I think is bad, like really bad. But it says basically, I'm just gonna read what it says. When the whales attack a manned ship, instead of easy prey, they find the trail of a myth, a monster, perhaps the devil himself. With their relentless captain leading the chase, they embark on the final hunt, one that will forever change the worlds of whales and men. It sounds really interesting. So, yeah. Okay, then I have Vampire Diaries, the first 4 books. Like, I believe this is the main series, the first 4 books. I read a vampire book, A Tempest of Tea, and I actually really enjoyed it. And I didn't think I liked vampire books, but now I'm gonna try some more. Okay, I would just like to point out that the book was written by Hafsa Faizal, who is like my favourite author, so that might be why, but I'm still ready to try some more vampire books. And my sister gave me these recently, so I might as well read them. I haven't really read like a fantasy series this year, and I would like to get stuck into one, and this one's quite short. Like, they're already short books, so I feel like this is a good series to finish the year with, because it won't take a long time, hopefully not. I feel like it'd be a good one to just get stuck right into, because I feel like when they're that short, it would be like quick and good pacing, you know. So I'm quite excited to read these, actually. So it is a bit later. It's now dark, fully dark outside, but I forgot to talk about the ones on my Kindle, so I'm just going to quickly run through those because they are my Christmas based ones. That's where all my Christmas ones are. I'm just gonna put them on here as I talk about them. So first I'm going to talk about the Under the Mistletoe series. There's 5 separate mini short stories by different authors, and the first one is by Ali Hazelwood, who I've read The Love Hypothesis by, which I loved. And they all just sound so fun. They're just all little cute romances. You want to come on here? Okay, come on then, jump. The first one by Ali Hazelwood is Childhood Friends to Lovers, I think, which I love Friends to Lovers, so I think that's gonna be fun. And then we have You Want to Go on the Desk, Love Like Flowers by BK Borson. This is just a cute Christmassy romance. The first one is it is a Friends to Lovers again, which I love, so that's fine. Then The Ghostwriter of Christmas Past, I've been waiting for this to be released. It is by Anne Reeve, who wrote Cool Girl Summer, which I read over summer and I absolutely loved. So I'm really excited to read a Christmassy book by her. It's a second chance romance as well, which I love. Second chance romance. Not that I want that in real life, but I love it in books. Cheese. You know, dogs can see ghosts, supposedly. Anyway, yeah, she wrote Cool Girl Summer, which I absolutely loved, and so I'm really excited to see a Christmas book by her. I think that was going to be the perfect Christmas romance. And then Witching You, A Charmed Christmas by Jenna Collette. Yay! And then there's 2 of them. The second one is called Witching You Weren't Snowed In. So she works at an agency known for granting Christmassy holiday miracles. And she has a long time office crush. Anyway, she wrote the Ever Dark, Ever Deadly series, which I've been reading and absolutely loving so much. So I'm really excited to see a Christmas series from her. I think that one's going to be so good. I don't know if I should put Ever Dark, Ever Deadly series on hold to read all of these Christmassy romances and Christmassy themed books. And then we have How My Neighbour Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. Have I read Megan Quinn before? I'm going to search that up because I know the name. I feel like I have. I haven't. Who am I thinking of? Oh, she wrote the And Not So Meet Cute series, which I've not read, heard of. I haven't read them, but I have heard of them. That's where I've heard the name. Anyway, How My Neighbour Stole Christmas, and it's an enemies to lovers, which we love. So I think that's gonna be fun. Yeah. Anyway, yes. So they're just the Christmassy themed books I'm gonna be reading on my Kindle. I do also really need to read this e-arc I got, The Favourites by Lane Fargo. I've seen just good reviews for this, just so many good reviews. I'm so excited to have it. This is the reason I didn't want to read, why I haven't put From Luke Off With Love on my... I'm gonna go get it. Give me a second. I'm on a wheelie chair. She's so used to me. So, From Luke Off With Love by Mariana Zapata. I wanted to read this for so long, yet I've just not picked it up yet. I was going to include this in my list, actually, like this video, for books I want to read before the end of the year. I'm itching my hand on my desk. I do really, really want to read this. I wanted to try Mariana for so long. But I received The Favourites as an e-arc, and they're both ice skating romances, so I felt like I only really wanted to include one ice skating romance. I don't know why. I felt like it was quite a specific storyline, like just ice skating romances. This might be good for January. Yeah, so anyway, that's The Favourites. It's an ice skating romance, and I think it's gonna be really, really good. They're all the ones I want to read on my Kindle. So that was all the books I most want to read before the end of the year. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you've read any of these, like always, I feel like I say this a lot, let me know which ones you love the most. I don't know what one I'm gonna read first. I feel like I should read Belladonna while it's still November, but I'm feeling all of them, so I really just don't know. I think I'm gonna have a good end of the year reading time with all of these, to be honest. So excited to just dive right into them. I need to finish Night Film first by Marisha Pessl, but once I finish that I'm ready to go with all of these. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time with me today, and see you next time, hopefully. Thank you for watching. Bye.